Good evening. We want to take this opportunity to welcome each one of you, and in particular, Mrs. Carol Hunter, her family, her friends, and all of those who have assembled today to join in this grand occasion. This is an occasion in which we celebrate. It's a celebration of education, and it gives us great pleasure this year to honor a very wonderful lady, Mrs. Carol Hunter. My job always as the president is to make sure that everybody's comfortable, make sure that you have everything that you want, and make sure before you leave that you give all the money you can. That was free. But surely it is. We take this chance right here, again, this opportunity to be able to celebrate, and this celebration has always been a grand occasion, and the recipients of the celebration have been outstanding persons, and so this year is no different. We have a very outstanding young lady. I just want to say this because I probably won't get an opportunity to really say this later, but Mrs. Carol Hunter is very unique. You're going to hear a lot about her, but some things that you may not know, and there are persons I think here that know. The first time I got a chance to go out with Miss Hunter, and it was the patrol, and we go out and we are honoring teachers for the TIG, the Teacher Innovative Grants. And so when we walked into the building, I heard this noise, and that's it. And, see, we're always on time. We have that connection. And I'm trying to figure out what in the world is Miss Hunter doing? And I'm telling you, got everybody's attention. The other thing about Miss Hunter, and I told her, I said, Miss Hunter, I'm a connoisseur when it comes to certain things, and particularly when it comes to my yard and grass. I said, I like the lines going a certain way. I can't stand dandelions and weeds and all of that stuff. And Miss Hunter, we were riding along, going out, and she looked at all of these dandelions. She said, isn't that beautiful? I said, what are you looking at talking about beautiful? And, we laughed and we joked about that, but she has such a sense of humor. She's a great person. She's very innovative. I always say that. And the connection that she has with the school systems and with persons in the community is second to none. So without any further ado, we want to continue the program. And again, thank you for support. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here today. And I think it's an absolute joy to honor this young lady. Thank you.
Got my eyes on now. It's a privilege to be here today, just like John said. And my job today is to introduce Carol. And I am just so tickled to death that I was asked to do this because I have known Carol for 40 plus years since I've been here in Orange County. And I just think this is the greatest thing that's ever happened for her. And today I want to share that with everyone else. So here we go, Carol. Carol Hunter, kind, compassionate, so smart, devoted leader, loving, willing to help, innovative planner, meticulous, huge heart, peacemaker, risk taker, mother, passionate, extraordinary, articulate, pensive, the best. In putting together Carol's introduction, I spoke to former colleagues and students, friends, and many people in the community. And when I reviewed my notes, these words I just read to you were in almost every conversation that I had had with someone. What a great compliment that people who respect you so very much can think of so many positive words to describe you, Carol. That's quite an honor. Those true-to-heart words are not all there is to Carol. I wanted you to see some of the personal things and the inner makings of the person we are honoring today. So I decided to use just two sources. Her best friend for life, Ross, her husband of 40 plus years, and a Navy SEAL commander. When I mentioned the Admiral to my husband, he said, "He's a hell of a man." And I came back, "Well, Carol's a hell of a woman." I don't think Navy SEAL will be a resume addition anytime soon, Carol, but the qualities and the actions the Admiral mentions in his speech sure remind me of the Carol Hunter that I know. I don't know if Ross realizes this, but his eyes light up as you hear that familiar, smooth voice speak of Carol. He is very proud of her and her accomplishments. They met in college. Even though Carol was not pursuing a degree in education, he immediately knew she had a gift for interacting with children. When Carol began her teaching career in Orange, she did not have a degree in education. Wouldn't happen today, would it? Warren Whitmire at the central office offered her a job, and the rest is history. A great decision on his part for our students and the education programs in Orange County. Carol is an adventurer, and if her family is involved, she just beams when she tells you about their times together. She's hiked the Inca Trail, been to Paris to see the Tour de France, toured Germany, spent 3 weeks alone in Japan as a Fulbright scholar. She's running races with her family. She's enjoyed many Outer Bank trips, and today, immediately following this ceremony, she will leave with her family to travel to see the solar eclipse. She never stops. She enjoys it. When Ross and I were talking, we tried to come up with a little funny anecdote to share about Carol, but we really had a difficult time doing this. Ross said, she has a good sense of humor and enjoys a good comedy or a joke, but I can't come up with anything. So I went back and thought some more, and I came up with just a couple of things. My first conversation with Carol was on the phone, right after Bert and I had gotten married. The phone rang, and I answered. "Hello? Carol Hunter here." And I literally went, "Whoa." So I looked at the phone, put it back in my ear, and I said, "Yes. Ross and I would like for you and Bert to come over Sunday for a get-together for Robbie Roberts, since he will be leaving Prospect Heights." Sure. See you Sunday." So when Bert got home, I told him some weird, stiff-sounding woman called and invited us to her house. And he looked at me kind of strange, and I told him who it was, and he said, "Oh, that's Carol. Carol's a lot of fun. This is cool. We'll have a good time. Let's go." So we did. And I have been having fun with Carol Hunter ever since that Sunday get-together. And she still sounds the same when she calls on the phone. It never fails. Carol here. Okay, Carol, how you doing? Carol was training for the Monument 10K, and so was I. We were comparing training notes and running routes in town, and she said, "I know I'm slow, but I tell you, Martha, I'm so proud of my distance and time improvements. I feel just like a runner, Martha." And Carol gets like that. "I'm just like a runner. I'm a runner. I'm just like a runner." And she gets to going like this. And it's really fun. She's so animated when she gets into something. She came back to me a couple of days later, and she shared with me that a student at the high school came up to her and said, "Hey, Miss Hunter, how you doing? Oh, by the way, I've seen you walking around town some lately." And she looked at me and she started laughing. She said, "I was running, Martha. I was running." When I asked Ross what he wanted people to know about Carol, he quickly responded, "She cares. She cares about what she does and about people. And she is always there for everyone." And what does he think about her getting this Lifetime Achievement Award? Well deserved. She worked nights until 8 or 9 because she said it needed to be done and it would make a difference. Ross also shared with me some thoughts from his daughter Caroline, and she said, "When I think about Mom's stories of passion, curiosity, and hard work come to mind. I think about her love for the work and children, her passion for learning, and the fact that she said she would do her job whether she was paid or not. She loved it that much. Her commitment to a love of learning and her sharing that stands out most to me from your daughter." I remembered a commencement speech by Admiral William H. McRaven, retired former commander of the U.S. Special Operations. He was a Navy SEAL, and that speech is called, and many of you may have heard this, Change the World. The world is a relative term, big or small, here or far away. I feel Carol Hunter has unknowingly changed the world, and I am glad her world is here in Orange County. Admiral McRaven begins with change the world, make your bed. If you do, you have accomplished the first task of your day. Then you'll have the energy to do another and another. I'm sure Carol Hunter makes her bed every morning. Right, Carol? Yes. Because she came into school every day with enough energy for everyone, and she never stopped accomplishing tasks all day long and well after she was at home. Carol took on tasks that others stepped away from like they were poison. Just let me see what I can do. That would be her line. Change the world. The little things matter. If you never do them correctly, the big things will fail. Carol's eye for detail and meticulous planning are the result of her always paying attention to the little things. She made sure every child got a compliment, a pat on the back, recognition for the tiniest part of any project. These students would thrive from their experiences with Miss Hunter and move on to bigger and better things in their lives. She planned and found the funding to make learning come alive, not only for her identified gifted students, but for all the students in her school. She brought to us a real live NASA astronaut, authors who could sign our books, drummers who taught us rhythm and about Africa, artists and their flair, storytellers who transported us to magical places, concerts, actors and actresses, mobile museums, and wonderful field trips that no teacher would ever imagine were possible. All these little things expanded the small world of children who may never have the opportunity to go out of the boundaries of Orange County. Paying attention to the small things gave them big thoughts and even the opportunity to dream bigger for their futures. Change the world. Respect everyone. In all the years that I have worked directly and indirectly with Carol Hunter, I have never seen her show anything but respect for everyone she has come in contact with. She stops, she listens, she interacts, and lets that person know, as Ross said, she cares. Change the world. Never, never give up. Ross emphasized Carol's parents taught this important skill and the drive to succeed to their daughter. She models that trait by their example. As I mentioned, Carol would take on the impossible when everyone else would walk away. It always was a challenge to her. Her quiet determination and personal ownership of everything she ever attempted guaranteed success for all. She would worry, plan, and even call you at night and say, "I think I found a way," and she always had. What more could a child ask for than someone who will never, never give up for them? Carol, one person can change the world. And as an educator, you have helped to change the way our children look at their world and helped to develop their will to succeed. You always measure a person by the size of their heart and show them the caring and devotion you have for them to succeed and thrive. By never giving up on our children, the next generations and the generations after will live in a world that is better than today. Come on up, Carol. Thank you, Carol Hunter, for giving a lifetime of dedication to education in Orange County. We are proud of you.
Thank you, Martha. Oh, my box.
Your box. Put on your dresser. It says Lifetime Contribution Award, Carol Hunter, 2017. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Lovely. Whew. I did prepare some remarks because ever since this has started, I've been overwhelmed. Thank you for this honor. I'm pleased to see so many people from the Ed Foundation, and I want to give a special thanks to Penny and Martha for organizing this elegant afternoon. I appreciate your efforts and the very gracious introduction. It's a joy to have my family here. Ross, my husband of 45 years, who reminded me this morning that it was almost exactly 46 years ago that he came to Orange County to start a job at WJMA Radio. Yep, bravo, Ross. Our daughters, Catherine and Caroline, my brother Keith, my sister Cheryl, so many colleagues and students, and it's really overwhelming. I'm humbled to stand also with the giants in education. I had the opportunity to work side by side with the last two honorees, Ernestine Reed and Tom Short. I learned so much from them, and I'm grateful for this recognition. But it does seem misplaced for a couple of reasons. First, when I was notified of the honor, after I got over the imposter effect, like, who, me? You must have meant someone else. I was filled with awe and wonder, which I still am. But then a more sobering thought came to me. Lifetime contribution? I'm not done. You see, the Education Foundation's goals are mine. Involve, inspire, and innovate. Being involved with the Minority Task Force is an important part of my professional and personal life. I only want to help. The education programs at Good Shepherd, my church family, are a source of inspiration to me and I hope many others. I only want to share. And then the work I'm doing at the University of Mary Washington allows me to focus my attention on so many wonderful young men and women. I see them moving forward, innovating to meet the needs of their students. The learning cycle continues. But all that aside, reflecting some on my professional career, I realized that I came of age as an educator in the Camelot years. The curriculum was wide open. We could go anywhere in the world. We had passports to ancient civilizations like China, Egypt, Mali, Greece, many of those things Martha mentioned. We hosted community helper parades and colonial days. We did invite astronauts, and they came. And Smithsonian scientists. We even had a tethered hot air balloon ride at Porterfield Park. We Skyped before there was Skype. Robert Ballard's Jason projects took us to the National Geographic Center for live underwater video of the exploration of the deep blue sea. We didn't stop with the introduction of high-stakes testing either. The University of Virginia's Saturday Enrichment Program, Eco Scholars, Destination Imagination, 24 competitions, they all followed in quick order. Academic Scholars and Beyond Boundaries have shown me the power of collaboration. The Rotarians, the Lions Club, churches, banks, music societies, businesses, so many others joined hands to make the world so much bigger for our students. Now, if you want to think big, ask me about the Acorn Society. You know, mighty oaks from small acorns grow. One small department, me and 5 women, all working part-time in gifted education, spent as much of our time as we could possibly give to creating an environment where our students could grow strong and dream big. And the English speakers of other languages, those students and their families touched my heart and opened my mind to the resilient strength of the human spirit. I am so blessed to be part of their education. And my thanks to my students and the remarkable academic freedom found right here in Orange County, I learned so much. I got to do so much. You know, with Ranger Rick and Kids Discover as our guides, we could go just about anywhere and try just about anything. But here's the real irony of this award. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to you. Each one of the beautiful people whose faces I see smiling at me right now made this. It's not about me. It's about us. And I am so proud that I could be part of this community. And I am so honored to be recognized in this way. You've given me so much. As a new teacher all those years ago, I entered the classroom bound and determined to teach students how to think. Knowing the content wasn't enough. Using that knowledge, that was the real mark of a scholar. Little did I know that living here would shape the way I think. And for that, I only can say thank you to each of you who has been part of this incredible community. I'm so grateful for this recognition because it provides me the opportunity to recognize each of you in this amazingly powerful community. Together we can, together we have and can continue to make a positive and meaningful difference for others. Like I said, I'm not finished yet. Now, I've heard it said that life is measured not in the number of breaths you take, but in the moments that take your breath away. I'm breathless. Thank you so much. Thank you.